You don't know? You have registered for the event, right? All right. So basically, the reason why we started Human Library is like everybody has a lot of stories to tell. And we felt like some stories a lot of us are very curious about, right? Somebody has, built a great startup. Maybe someone achieved a great thing in their life. We want to know how they did it because we all aspire to be something in our life as well. And in Techies of Hyderabad, we think one thing that holds everyone together is that they are all very ambitious and they're all in tech. So with that in mind, we thought we'll do something very cozy, intimate, not very serious, but at the same time, something aligned to our main goal that, hey, we want to be in tech, we want to do great things in tech. So in Human Library, we'll be inviting people who are interesting to our community for some story or the other that they have. And one of that is Yeshwanth Chintaginjala. He has studied in one of the local college here in Hyderabad, right? And had a very interesting journey in his career. And finally, he is now mentoring a lot of people on his LinkedIn, then also joined us for one of our previous events. And so we thought we'll invite him for our first edition. So welcome to Human Library's first edition, Yeshwanth.
Thank you, Sarikema, for welcoming me.
Yes.
Happy to be here.
All right. So we'll be starting with like very I want this to be a very cozy atmosphere. If you have any questions, just feel free to raise your hand, stop me, ask. First 10 questions, I'll keep it to what most people have asked us in their registration forms. A lot of people are tuning in online, so they also have submitted their questions from which I have compiled like a few things. So firstly, for a brief introduction, currently Yashwant is in Microsoft as one of the senior engineers, and that's his current profile. So as most people want to know, um, like, how did make it in Microsoft is the biggest question, but I'm going to keep it for the last. My question to you is that currently in our world, software engineer is like a golden ticket, right? You can become a software engineer, go abroad, make money. You can be a software engineer in here, and you can just shift anywhere that you want. It's just such a good job to have, right? Did you know when you were a child that you wanted to be a software engineer?
Definitely not.
You didn't. What did you want to become when you were young?
I wanted to become a scientist.
Scientist. Okay. I think a lot of us wanted to be a scientist when we were young. What kind of subjects were you into as a child?
I was into physics and math more.
Okay.
I think that used to intrigue me a lot, and I used to study those subjects more than others. I think that's what actually interested me to become a scientist. Maybe you can call it a physicist or chemist. Maybe I could have become one of those.
So
Yeah.
how did you then transition from that to, uh, I think you must have done JE coaching. How many of you have done JE coaching? Please raise of hands. Yeah. So did you take MPC because of that?
Yes, I think I always, and besides physics or chemistry, I think there are, and math, okay, there are a few other things that used to intrigue me, which is technology. Basically, mobile phones, like people used to use, and then okay, even TVs, electronics, and everything fascinate me that, okay, how come this happens? Okay, how do they actually come up with something of this sort? Or else not just actually software engineering, I think any engineering person, something like say electrical engineering or mechanical. So all of these actually used to intrigue me. I think even a basic car, how does it run? I think the curiosity was always there. But I think if I have to give a very pinpointed answer, why software engineering? I think I know for sure. Okay, in, +1 or +2, I think I took MPC. I haven't decided which engineering branch I'll be choosing, but I think mobile phones intrigue me a lot. Mobile phones and computers. So basically, at the tip of your hand, you could actually do a lot of things. Maybe Facebook, or I mean, at the time, okay, there was no Instagram. I think there was only Facebook.
Yeah.
2011. Yeah, we at least okay. I got introduced to it, and I think even how could we connect to people across the world, or else just watch a live TV on my mobile, or else watching YouTube videos, and also see that okay, Google search, and okay, compiling information across the web. I think all of these things have intrigued me. Okay, like I wanted to know what's behind it. I think the story behind it and the curiosity actually is.
Did you
Uh,
spend a lot of time back in those days in the computer cafes where you could go and give money and sit and use computer?
I mean, I used to have it at my home. Okay, so I think before 10th or 9th standard, okay, I used to go out, okay, and spend a little bit of time there. So maybe regarding my science projects, maybe I need to take prints. So where maybe during those days, actually, aliens used to intrigue me a lot. Okay, I think Area 51 and all of these myths in the school, right? Okay, I think the science fiction movies and all of this. So I think I used to search them. I think, and even one of my favorite TV shows, like okay, in this channel Jetix. I think even those things, actually watching those episodes available on the web. Okay, yeah.
When was your first introduction to computer science in the first place? Like a lot of my friends in Triple ID, they've done computer science since 10th grade, 9th grade also. But when was your first introduction to computer science?
I think it was in plus two. I went for a coaching for C programming language. Okay, because since I like computers more, okay, I would like to understand a bit of programming.
In plus two, you went for C programming coaching. Weren't you doing JEE coaching where you had no time?
No, I think I was doing it, but I was also parallelly doing this because I felt like I'm more interested in it because there is a bit of disconnect. I think you have to first do a JEE, study math, physics. I was anyways going to college, but anyways, whenever I get a time, little bit of time, maybe exploring something which is outside of my subject that interested me. But okay, so I learned it. Yeah.
Did you want to go to IITs and get bummed out?
Uh, I think I wanted to go to IITs, but anyways, okay, I'll be honest, I didn't really prepare much to get there. So I think I'm not disappointed, but I'm sure that, okay, the journey should align to where I want to go.
All right. So could you tell me a little bit about how your college time was with respect to, say, because a lot of people who are tuning in are also students and from similar colleges where maybe they don't have the best exposure to computer science and what current tech is, right? College education is very old school even now. There's no much upgradation with respect to acads in those colleges. So how did you navigate that space? And did you know that you wanted to go to these companies and there's a gap like
I think it's a really good question. And common misconception is that, okay, the college curriculum is obsolete. I think it is outdated. But what do you see is that in at least top tech company interviews, they ask age-old subjects, maybe data structures, algorithms, maybe networks, operating systems, databases. This is a baseline, and that would never change. Whatever the technology that is coming, it is built on top of it. Maybe web technologies, HTML, CSS, that is still relevant. I mean, just because something hot going on in the market, okay, a person doesn't know a basic JS or basic UI, you ask them to learn React JS.
yeah.
So how could he even interpret, okay, what he's doing? Maybe he could learn, but could miss out a lot of concepts. See, I think there should be a proper balance. So I've seen that companies have started hiring people, okay, with a little bit of exposure to, okay, technologies outside, but also they were always focused on what to say, your academics a lot. I think, let's say, so if you get into companies like Microsoft, so you need to work on technologies which you build for people across the world, or else maybe Facebook, Meta, or Google. So your applications need to scale. So I think that's where actually strong computer science fundamentals coming in.
Yeah.
So basically, how do you optimize your code? Basically, you understand algorithm analysis. Is your code really optimized or not? Okay, how much time it is taking? So and okay, what is the network delay? And all of these actually start a base for it. So I think there are advanced concepts, not denying it. Maybe distributed systems and okay, that is also anyways. You will cover it in your uh, what is undergrad, but not in depth. But all of these actually would start a base for you to learn. I think new technologies. I think that's what I feel personally. So maybe there should be a proper balance. Let's say, see, there are computer science subjects there's no negotiation in missing it, but actually they'll give you an option to choose electives. I think that's where actually you can choose the subjects that could add some value. But I think leaving college aside, saying there's a lot of responsibility on your side when it comes to doing things. Number one, so being aware. Firstly, it's also not like okay, you completely be unaware of what's going outside, but you should also be aware. So what are the technologies that industry is using? Maybe what is so relevant? So maybe if you target companies like Google or Microsoft or Amazon, they might not really care much about the fancy technologies which you have learned. But you cannot just focus on okay, 2 to 3 companies or okay, 5 FAANG companies. So they have a scale and they look for this. You should actually optimize your profile in a way where if you get an opportunity to interview these companies, you should be able to crack it. If not, you should also have an other opportunities where you could actually try as well. I think first goal is to be at least be employed. So then you can actually focus on uh, getting to these companies. I think so. I think here the context is more about people who are from okay tier two, tier three colleges, where these companies might not even visit these colleges. Yeah. I think I mean, and also even if they apply offline, okay, there are a lot of applicants, and these applications get lost in it. So basically, you should actually optimize for both. So it's basically you have a luck, you'll get a due opportunity. You have a luck, you clear it, and if not, what are my other choices? It's also important to be more realistic. Let's say I'm studying in a tier two, tier three colleges. I mean, I'm actually making up mind. Okay, after fourth year, I want to get there. Do you have a roadmap? So maybe what if this doesn't happen? Plan A. Do you have a plan B? Let's say you can actually try for a tier two products or tier three products. If not, okay, at least employed in a service company, having the basic aptitude and reasoning and communication skills that can get you employed everywhere. And having this, I think it builds a confidence that given an opportunity for you to learn, you'll learn anything. Yeah, and that really addresses my one of very important question. I wanted to say that most people think, oh, you know what? When this is a common statement, even we use it in our comms that okay, went from tier three to FANG. I mean, it's not like a jump where you know flew from here to there, right? So you had like an entire journey after which you sustained and went there. So like it's not like one step process for a lot of people, and that's completely fine. All right. So in college, you were talking about how you know should have a roadmap, prepare, and all. But did you have that in your college time? Okay, I think this is a very interesting question. We did not have these many influencers back then who were making the content. I mean, I think more than national highway, I think we do have a lot of DSA roadmaps and okay, FANG roadmaps by influencers. I think we had none of these. I think all we know is that only IITs and NIT folks are getting the opportunities to get into these top tech companies. And we, okay, whenever we visit their profiles, it is clearly saying all of them IIT, NIT, Triple IT, and top tier colleges. Hardly see that few people getting into these companies. I think I've seen one such profile, okay, of a candidate from okay normal engineering college. I think. And he did some hackathon and okay or else participated in a Google hackathon across the globe. I think Google Code Jam, and he cracked it and he went into that. I think that was the only story which I had known that okay somebody from outside this have gone there. It was a distant dream. I think slowly things have changed for better. I see a lot of non premium colleges students are also getting into these companies. I think they have started establishing the trust that there is a talent outside of these colleges too. So basically, I heard a story that somebody had told me like some like what to say private university convinced a big FANG company to come to the campus, and once they arrived at the campus, so they started a on an OA round. Not even a one person had cleared it. So what they said is that they have a limited hiring budget, and before going to college, they felt like they wasted it. So those companies might not even want to waste their resources on going to colleges where they do not meet the criteria of okay shortlisting the candidates. Maybe that is the one of the reason where these companies don't visit. So now actually the transition is that since there is a lot of exposure to the skills that need to get into these companies, I think they started being more open to actually conducting open online hackathons, giving an opportunity to people outside of the premium colleges so that they can have at least a due opportunity to attempt and see if they could clear it. Online assessments, or else maybe even the programs which actually encouraging women in tech, like maybe Amazon Wow, or else Microsoft also has an engage program. So they started actually encouraging people. I think they started believing in more diverse environment is actually a better place to have. I think having talent from across different colleges or different backgrounds, right? That would help you build a better organization, brings a better perspectives. I think that's what actually companies are looking at. They started becoming more inclusive by doing these initiatives.
So that's in between you mentioned how like there was like one person who did it and that was like interesting to you back then. And this is something I even quote in Techies of Hyderabad a lot, that in colleges like where I studied, for us to dream big is a very common thing, because like you see your seniors going to Seattle, like left, right, center, everybody is there. So for you to land a job like that is not something out of ordinary. So it becomes easier for you to dream big as well, right? Something that example setting that you say even right now. So what was back then for you that set that example, that or maybe gave you that direction that yeah, this is where I want to go and I think I will.
Okay, I think first step is actually identifying your gaps. I think when you are among people, I think where actually having some knowledge about your subjects in your curriculum would actually make you shine better than others. You do not actually get to know, okay, at what depth or level you need the knowledge to get into these companies. I think one such revelation happened to me when I went to a gate coaching. I think I went to an ACE academy for gate coaching. So I think people across different colleges, I think even from top colleges have come there. So when subject matter expert, I think the faculty teaches the subject. I've seen that people were able to solve the questions much faster than me, and their IQ is much better. I think they could able to grasp the concepts clear, and they have a better conceptual clarity and all of this. That's when I understood that the exposure these people have in their colleges is much better than them. I mean, the kind of faculty and the kind of what to say, uh, what do you get? Okay, the support, or else maybe
Fear.
the peer group. All of this is different. So they are naturally what to say inclined towards working hard and and also working smart. They also have access to the people which we do not. I think that's where I felt like maybe there are gaps which I need to cover. So that's where actually I figured out, I started
This was in
expanding
year,
my network.
which year?
That was in third year. Okay, I think expanding my network. So basically, you should definitely expand your network. See, firstly, what do you say? You need to identify people who actually add you to the value. Basically, you are what your network is. So let's say if you really hang out with people more often, where you discuss gossip or where you talk about something other than your career, it's good. It's not entirely bad, but you should also have the peer group which actually thinks about getting into these institutions as well, right? So I think that's where actually having access to the people outside of my college actually gave me an exposure to know what are the gaps.
How did you access that peer group in the first place? And in again, like talking about techniques of Hyderabad, that's one thing that we also believe, that you are generally like an average of five people that you constantly surround yourself with, right? So who do you actually want to be amongst? And here we are trying to build that. So for you, how did you access that? Because that is also not easy to find.
Okay, right. I think it's better it's better actually saying what people could do actually what I've done. I think what I've done might not be relevant. I think if I was in college now, maybe I start attending colleges in for hackathons in different colleges, and then I'll start attending workshops, and I'll start attending like meetups. I think meetup.com has a lot of tech groups, like Techies of Hyderabad is one of them. There could be a okay data science group. There could be a okay Amazon or else okay Microsoft's meetup club. So what you get is that you get access to the people who are actually living your dream. So when you get to hear from them, you get the inspiration. I think back then, when I was in Chennai, right? Okay, I was not into FAANG. I was into a service company. So I think I used to attend these events that used to happen in an Amazon campus. So they used to conduct okay Alexa events or else maybe AWS events. So when I used to attend these companies, right? Okay, what I used to do is definitely there are going to be some SD sitting there. Okay, I'll get access to them, go there and ask them, see, I'm attempting this, I'm trying this. So can you do something? At least there'll be even recruiters outside, they could actually connect me with them right then and there. I could forward my resume. They can schedule the interview the following week. I also get to ask those, okay, what to say, HDEs, what kind of questions they ask. Maybe they may not give you the exact, okay, pinpointed questions, but anyways, the expectation is much clearer. So they can actually shoot some example questions and you can see okay, what they're asking. So build your network. So actually get exposed to the people. So try getting access to the people where you want to get to. I think this is one way you can actually expand, okay, open your network and identify the gaps.
Also, I think opening your and expanding that network, I think like really boosts how you dream in general as well. That okay, oh okay, this is also possible. Even this is genuinely possible, and they have done it. So that's like really cool thing to have in life, I feel.
Yes, that's true. Because let's say you are among people, okay, who are constantly doing better and you're forced to do better. So basically, when you actually, even if you stand average there, you're better than a lot of people when you go to the place where people do not do anything. Maybe they just started, maybe they still figure out. But okay, you already have a people who figured it out, given it to you, and you put your work, and you actually get the help from people when you could not do it, and then you are reach a level where you could at least at the okay, place where you could actually perform decent. So decent can be a lot better than people who do not even start. Even if they start, the conceptual clarity they might be having not as great as you because of the access of the people, access to the people you are having. Yeah, I think there are even some online communities as well, right? Okay, there are communities where people do what to say, lead code problems, solve it live. I think HD interviews is one such. Okay, what to say, online, what to say, events. Or I mean, I think it is one of the okay meetup club. I think where you could join as well. So they actually conducted from Seattle, where you could join it at post 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Okay, so solving this okay online. Okay, they'll actually ask people to volunteer solve interview questions. So live actually you could actually access to the screen and start solving and explaining it. But this would start giving you the perspective. I think this will get started. So build your network.
So could you tell an example of like where one episode of some networking thing that directly impacted your career?
Uh, I think I mean networking back in Chennai. I think I had attempted a lot of meetup clubs. I think where I used to attend, what to say, though I was actually not even an SD one. I used to attend system design meetup clubs. I used to attend okay design meetup clubs or else maybe object oriented. I mean low level design meetup clubs and all of this. I think that gave me an exposure basically. So I do not even have to make an attempt because what is a presenter, right, would have already made in mind that okay, he's going to present you the complete newbies. So where I get to network, I get to learn. I think a lot of this. I can't say one, but anyways, I think Amazon has been the biggest. Yeah, Amazon has a tech community in Chennai. I think that was the biggest.
And you were like actively part of it.
Yeah, I was really actually part of it. Okay, till the pandemic. After pandemic, I moved back. Mm.
All right. So moving back to some questions that our community generally has, like if somebody is coming from a background where they directly didn't get placed through campus in a good college, okay, they got placed in some company that they're not fully happy with. Now, how do they approach like offline, sorry, off-campus hiring? Like, should they what? How should they approach it?
Okay, right.
How do I get in touch with good opportunities?
Like if they got placed into not into the dream companies.
Yeah, they're not satisfied with their placement. Now they're stuck in some weird job that they don't like.
Yeah, I think it has happened with me. When I was in my first job, actually, it used to kill me every day. Like, I wanted to get into top tech company. I'm in a, like, okay, I'm in a service-based company. And, okay, the money is not even sufficient to pay my bills for a month. And I used to feel like, and there is a bond, and those guys actually bond with you for 2 years.
Ah,
Yeah,
this is your campus placement?
no, it's an off-campus too. But anyways, okay, I got placed into. I mean, at least, I mean, I didn't get an opportunity to interview with product companies. Okay, as a friend. I mean, as I'm from my college. But anyways, that was the thing. But I had to accept the fate. Okay, like given this, maybe I should. Maybe this is giving me an entry into the field software engineering. So at least it will give me a label. I'm working there. I'm a software engineer.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where actually I can start building my skills where I can actually reach there. So maybe if I have a 1 year experience at least, okay, like recruiters might be considerate about taking my profile to qualify interviews for decent product companies. That's what I did. After 1 year, I changed my company from a service to a decent product.
So how did you get that opportunity in the first place?
I think I was okay, I was actually 9 or 10 months into the system. I updated my profile as 1 year. Anyways, okay, 2 months is notice period. I had to do it. Yeah, that's when actually I got an opportunity to interview with Verizon when we are okay. Naukri. I was updating my profile every day. I think in Naukri, this is the thing. If you keep updating your profile, it goes on to the top. Yeah, that's where actually I started getting interview calls. So that's when I attempted Verizon, and at the same time, since through this networking opportunity which I had in Chennai, I even interviewed through with Amazon as well. So that didn't get through, but anyways, I got something. But anyways, okay, the opportunity to be part of the network in Amazon that had actually gave me an exposure which had opened many gates. I think that's what actually helped me even crack my next companies like PayPal or else.
Like how?
Like I was very active member there, so I was okay, getting all the exposure from the SDs or else even recruiters like what is expected and what I could be missing.
Right.
So I think I made some friends as well. Okay, part of the networking. So I think
In these top tier companies you were
yeah,
aiming for?
yes, that's true. I think not okay, but anyways, okay, not on not many online, but anyways, by meeting people offline, right, you can make this connect. At least you could ask them, like, okay, somebody is older to you, but yeah, okay, I'm trying for this company, okay, and I'm not even getting the opportunity. Maybe I'm stuck in the service company. Okay, these are the skills I'm doing. Okay, this is what I'm doing on the weekend. Maybe they could actually point out on the pinpoint on the resource. And one of the STEs shared me a sheet, I think, which he had shortlisted for himself. Okay, you could go through these questions and see, okay, if you could solve them decently. If you could able to solve decently okay, these many questions, let me know. I'll actually refer you. So that's how actually I kept track of it, preparing. I got the referrals. I think I'm in touch with all of those SDs actually, and like they said that when they see you on LinkedIn or somewhere on WhatsApp, they're telling you finally you made it right. You're so great. Uh, it's that obsession.
Yeah. So, like, could you share, well, now that you have experienced all those fan company interviews, Amazon, you also interviewed Google, if I'm not wrong, and Microsoft, could you share like this one skill that beats it all that everyone definitely is looking for?
Strong problem solving skills. I think any product companies, I think the base is strong problem solving skills. So do lead code every day. I'll lead code every day.
Were you
Case
also
studies.
doing like that back then?
What?
Were you also doing it?
Yeah, I think
How
that's what
many did you solve cumulatively till now?
I think I saw around 500, 600. Maybe I could be wrong as well. I did not check my lead code profile recently. Yeah, I think decent number of questions. I was doing this daily lead code challenge. I think it was started during the pandemic, 2019, 2020. I think not much. After my work, I only get okay, one question to solve. So I do it more religiously. So start building my concepts.
So, well, I know that you had a journey and then you made it right now, but many people are impatient to make it, right? And there's this concept of like, I want to switch in 6 months. What should I do? So, if they don't want to go through that, the whole journey and they already know your lessons, now how do they approach strategically and land in like 6 months?
I mean,
It's a big question,
yeah,
but
that's true. I think doesn't matter. Okay, how many podcasts you listen to? Okay, how many what is it? roadmaps or tips you listen to until you practically implement it, it will not happen. See, the irony of this interviews is there is no guarantee. Like, okay, like let's say that okay, I perform great in the interviews, and okay, and I mean I'll get the job. I think there are seven. Okay, there are 5 to 7 rounds for these interviews, and it could get screwed up in any of these interviews. Okay, I used to clear all the interview rounds. Sometimes it used to screw up in a bar racer. He'll ask me some random question. Maybe if it is a tech question, he'll ask me what I had done in my previous job, or else he might ask me a question which is a behavioral question. Somebody asked me a very relevant question. Maybe some in one of the interviews they asked me in FAANG interviews they asked me JVM architecture. So straight out of college, okay, with 1 year experience, how would I even know JVM architecture? I was like, oh, it happens. There will be people, okay, who doesn't want you into the system. Okay, I think you need to go through your personal journey. It's not like I was not desperate. I was not desperate than these people. I want to get it right away. The next day, I want to get into product companies. And okay, I used to attempt it. Okay, I mean, I used to prepare and I used to attempt it religiously. I used to fail, but I used to have a mental breakdowns. Okay, like I'm failing. I had lost confidence in myself because after seeing too many failures, right? Okay, you would eventually start questioning yourself. So I think this is a feedback system we have it, right? Okay, which they say in Atomic Habits, like where you actually continuously trying failing, right? Okay, you'll actually develop the mindset that okay, you reinforce your belief system that you would anyways fail, but it also developed a mindset that okay, it's okay if I fail, but I'll attempt it, but I'll learn something from it. But anyways, I used to ask pinpointed questions, feedback. So I think that's what actually helped me learn and also made me humble. Because see, let's say that if you failure, okay, if you actually face failures for 100 times, you're numb to it. So I think I'm not breaking down anymore. I'm like, it's okay. Yes or no. Okay, I think I'll have something planned for the evening. But anyways, if I'm attempting this interview, I'll attempt it religiously. I'll give all in. So somehow actually I started getting lucky slowly.
And by lucky, you mean you actually worked hard for it.
Yes, that's true. I think luck by definition is preparation plus opportunity. I think both together actually form a luck. So when that happens.
So, like, if people are currently looking to get into these companies, what is the one skill set like that they have to practice diligently? You said problem solving skills, but like, what are the things that they have to prepare, like, in a little more concrete manner?
Okay. I think it actually is different from, I mean, the answer is different. Okay, different to different people. Maybe if we are addressing freshers, I think it's okay. It's majorly problem solving skills. Other than that, strong computer science fundamentals, and along with that, the projects you did it in your undergrad, they do really matter a lot. And having a GitHub profile where you could actually, and also you host your projects on a cloud and you could showcase it, that would be an added value. I mean, it is all about how do you build your profile and how do you show it, and also how recruiters get also access to your profile via what the source, maybe the referrals, maybe they might be having some programs which they hire usually people outside. That's what I think. Answering to the question, I think like the skills are same. I mean, it didn't change. Problem solving skills, summarizing it again, and your projects and strong computer science fundamentals. That's
Well, I'm going to go back to the point where you actually made it in your life, where you came to Microsoft and you were like, finally where you wanted to be, right? How did that feel when you first got your selection?
okay. I think this is a very interesting question. I think before actually I made it into Microsoft, I think I failed already 3 to 4 times because I already had cracked Apple, Google, and I think Microsoft was the only company I didn't crack. Okay, that's when actually I was attempting it repeatedly, but I wasn't able to crack it. Somehow something is getting screwed up. Okay, in some rounds, okay, they'll ask some design question or they'll ask some problem solving question. Okay, even though I answer it, okay, it is not moving forward. I think that's where, okay, I mean, the feedbacks were also harsh, and the reflection, I think. I also remember an episode actually where I was with my, okay, lead in PayPal. Okay, he was my close friend. Okay, and I think I said him, maybe I'm not good enough, though I cracked this company. So, okay, like Microsoft is not selecting me. He said like, no, no, no. It's just that, okay, uh, some of your attempts, okay, were not good. Maybe something is missing, or else it's just genuinely that it's not for you. It's not just that alignment is happening for some reason. Stop questioning yourself. I think I said, okay, I'll attempt one more time. So I took a pause, I attempted it, and after 3 rounds, okay, I got a feedback from a manager, okay, that, okay, would you be comfortable to work with my team? Okay, we work on C++, which is different from your experience. I said yes, and I think there were next 2 rounds. Even before next 2 rounds were done, I already was told, okay, you're already in the system. I think that's how actually I became lucky. So I think last attempt was that, okay, the attempt was something where I would be going to Microsoft or I'll be going to Apple. The choices between it, I think somehow Microsoft happened. And I'm glad. I think I said to my dad, okay, like shouting with the joy, okay, you know what? I made it to Microsoft. He
What was his reaction?
was not really very surprised and he said me like, okay, I'm happy for you.
They knew that you were attempting.
Yeah, then no, I keep it surprised. Okay, my dad already know that I had an offer from Apple. Okay, he was not very surprised. Okay, during the offer from Apple, like he was really jubilant. Okay, you did it. Okay, that was the feeling. But anyways, I was also with PayPal at the time. I think PayPal was my first biggest break. I think rest all it's more like one door opens for you. Okay, all the doors opens for you. Okay, I think before I was not even getting a due opportunity to get interview. So once I get into the product company, I think I'm getting the calls from recruiters to interview with. I think
Yeah.
considering that, uh, I mean, I
I
think
think
it was
there
not
are
a
few switches which actually wipe off your previous baggage fully. I think these are one of those things. A lot of people feel like that, that when they make it to few companies, then people don't care where you worked before that. It's just like, yeah, it's proven that, yeah, you were good to hire. So recruiters are like more looking to approach.
Yeah, I think they are also looking for the candidates from, okay, other products, right? Okay, I mean, if the company has a similar interview setup, if they had cleared the possibility or the chances of it that, okay, person coming from this company had already done it,
Yeah.
he can do it once again. And also they might be having a alignment with respect to projects design and the scale and all of that.
So, well, how did I know that landing Microsoft is like a very cool thing to do, just in general. But more than that, it is also a huge impact on life, right? Because even when we are in Algo University, we believe that we're not helping someone with making more money. Although we say that, yeah, you know what, 10x switch, 100x, and 150x switch. What we mean is that they have upgraded their entire lifestyle. So, how do you think this affected your life in the first place? Like maybe financially, like even for your family, maybe like, is there a difference that you observe now?
Uh, I think financially, of course, I mean, every switch gives you a hike. Yeah, it's a good money, not going to deny. And besides that, a lifestyle maybe, and also exposure to. So I think when I was with PayPal, I was working remote. So, but with Microsoft, I was okay. I chose to come to office. I think I get to meet a lot of engineers. I think Microsoft also hires a lot of young folks, okay, people across different colleges. This gave me the entire exposure to people across the tech, and I also had met a lot of good engineers. I think this actually gave an exposure to good people. Let's say in terms of tech, maybe it expanded my horizons, and also socially also maybe yeah, there's a good impact. Okay, I think like on LinkedIn as well. Okay, people actually reach out to the folks who are in these companies. I think it expanded my network. Personally, I mean, I also feel good about actually working in this, and also majorly what it was really making me happy was okay the impact that I'm going to do while working at Microsoft. So I joined Bing. So I think one of the search engines. I think that's where actually I felt like I'll be happy to learn a lot working with this. team. I think that was most exciting part for me. Mm.
All right. So finally, what would you say to people who actually are here today or are tuning in into this session? From you, do you have anything that you would like to share?
Uh, I think I mean everybody's journey is unique. I think you need to find your path, and what you need to do is plan, execute, and fail early, fail fast, and see if it is not working. Try something, but fixate one thing. Like okay, let's say that this is a goal I want to reach. The ways can change, but be a little bit more patient. I think it's not easy. I mean, I'm saying that okay, be patient, but okay, once you go through the journey of it, okay, you will face a lot of the mental breakdowns and you start questioning yourself. But consider that it's all part of the journey. So one day you would cherish the moments where you had not had trust in you to the place where you believe that you can do it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And now we'll be opening the session for questions from the audience. He has a question.
Okay.
Right?
Can we give the mic?
It's okay. She cannot hear me.
Hello. I think I think this is a very good question. I think how did I shortlist okay Microsoft over other Office? Uh, I think the reason being that maybe Microsoft was my last offer, and I had some decent number of offers even after Apple. Okay, I'll be very honest with you. I think when I was at PayPal, one of my colleague had moved to Microsoft. I think while she was leaving, she sent me her comp. I think what I was getting at other places was not matching her comp. So Microsoft was exceeding it. Okay, at least okay, a lot more than what she was getting. I think that was one of the reasons. And also the team, the impact. And I also like the interaction with the manager. I think he was promising really a good work. So I mean the scale, right? Okay, Apple was an internal project, but okay, at Microsoft, okay, I was working on okay customer facing projects where you build something which actually has a very huge impact. I felt that okay, maybe working at this place actually can make me a 10x engineer and also can make me a lot money as a side effect. I think that is actually a good place to go. So what is the goal? If you want to get into company, degree is definitely important. Okay. I mean, that's a decent question. I think having a bachelor's degree is minimum expected, but any other degree, I think, may not add a lot of value. Maybe it could add to your learning. But anyways, coming to the companies, if you have a good skills, you're good to go. But there are very specific roles like research roles where they might be expecting people who have PhDs. Maybe MSR is one of the reason. Okay, Microsoft Research, where you'd be seeing okay professors sitting there and researching on something groundbreaking, and in those areas PhDs might be needed. A BTech or MTech. I think I mean the major reason people do MTech is that okay they didn't get a job in BTech, and also I think they do try to do MTech in top tier companies, maybe triple ITH or else IITs. The reason could be that okay these people get a good placements. The irony of this is that when you sit for the placement in these colleges, no, current right now we are in triple ITH, you need to compete with the juniors who had 4 years to actually practice DSA and all the skills, and you had only 1 year. So 1 year you get accustomed to the college. Another okay, not even 1 year, actually few months time where you need to attempt okay, placements. So you need to sit with these people, and it's very hard. competing with juniors, especially when they had a strong alumni network and a lot of time to practice and focus, right? I think that's a major reason. But anyways, having this tag also opens doors for you where, I mean, when you apply offline, they might find that if you had cracked these companies, I think if you had been in this network, you might as well have an exposure to crack. I think that is the one reason for MTech, I feel. Yeah.
Any more questions? Yes.
Hello. Hope not a Valentine. What's his name? Okay. Okay. IAS attempting coding. I mean, building resume as a college student or else building resume as a professional. Okay, you're also planning. Okay, you're not recent. Already 1 year passed. Yeah, juniors are coming. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I think what matters is more when you have an experience, even an year, is that your projects, what you did in this 1 year in your company, that matters a lot. I mean, that's what you need to include. Maybe you should start highlighting your impact. Maybe you might write your impact document, right, every 6 months in your company, maybe connects. Yeah, where you actually try incorporating metrics and what kind of impact you brought in. So you should be able to not write everything in detail with, okay, you might as well be having what to say, non-disclosure agreements with your company as well. You need to be succinct and at the same time, okay, other person need to understand the impact that you made. Maybe one example could be you built a website end to end. Okay, this actually helped certain people to do something and actually have a numbers like quantifying the impact so they can understand and what kind of roles you played. It should actually say that you played a role of a okay, backend engineer, front end engineer, you investigated something, you had exposure to these tools, and you actually had shown the ownership in these areas. Okay, some leadership, right? So start displaying leadership skills and your technical skills also part of it. And you had a customer obsession. I mean, you actually had thought through and also have a product sense. You could understand the product, not just an engineer. You also play a hat of a product manager too, okay, at times. So you start displaying. I mean, with 1 year, the expectation may not be high, but at least the decent expectation is that okay, you have a coding experience and debugging, and also working with the system and working with the team. So that is a bare minimum they'll expect when you actually look at your resume. So what you have done. So include that. That's how you need to write your profile. I think you could look at sample. Okay, what is the profiles of people? Yeah, yeah. Or else talk me to type.
Any other questions? Slowly, people are like,
He took a gap with.
can you get the mic closer?
Yeah, third semester in the sense you are in second year, two, 2-1. Okay, first year has 2 sems for you. Okay, right. Got it. I think you are doing it at the right time. You're starting it at the right time. So maybe firstly check okay if you have a DSA concepts clear. maybe data structures, algorithms, maybe just go through the geeks for geeks. Do not go in depth, but at least have a base and start take, okay, yeah, let's say what is what, okay, what is an array, what is a linked list, what is stack, have the base, okay, what is it, okay, what is the property of it, just know the basic implementations of it, maybe the pseudocode, how this works. Then start actually go to lead code and solve topic wise questions, sort them by difficulty, and see, okay, how can you solve the questions by yourself. Once if you do not actually start watching videos and starts, okay, going through these, okay, solutions which LeetCode has if you took premium, or else even you could see the submission section, okay, where people might have already submitted it and they might write the discussions, LeetCode discussions. Could go through that and learn from it and start building the concepts. I think you'll build that intuition as you keep solving. So, okay, you know the property of a stack, okay, last in, first out, okay, and you see that, okay, maybe parenthesis matching problem, how you could actually apply this principle to this. And also, knowing language libraries also might help because in interviews or else maybe in online assessments, you usually do not get a lot of time to implement these, okay, libraries yourself. Maybe C++ plus or HTL, standard template libraries. I think you should be aware of this, or else Java collections. Maybe Python has a lot of extensive libraries. Be aware about this, which are commonly used and which you can use it. Maybe it doesn't mean that you use the library entirely to solve it. Maybe if they ask you to merge an array, okay, do not do that. Okay, array one dot merge array two. They might as well do not like it. Okay, so I think which is bare minimum to solve a problem, where you can also apply your problem solving skills. So once you start solving these problems, there is also something called problem solving patterns. Yeah, I mean, two pointer technique or else merge intervals, maybe sliding window. Try to explore these patterns and start solving these questions. So you'll start building what to say intuition for these problems and start solving daily lead code challenge or weekly lead code challenge. Participate in this contest and see how you're performing. That would actually give you an exposure where you're standing. So I think that's what you can do. I think do it religiously. I mean, you don't have to overdo it. See, what people do is that, okay, with a lot of motivation, do it too much, but at some point, okay, they completely leave it. Instead of that, just 30 minutes, 20 minutes every day, consistently. Track it every day. So I think, anyways, lead code actually starts showing that, okay, submission graph, right? Where you could see, I think, entire green color tiles. Once you, okay, 365 days, it should look entirely green. I mean, you should be a green flag, okay, green forest. Yes, well, go ahead and do it.
Any more questions? You can take the mic.
Okay. I mean, bro started okay, one level above to come back to what is actually required. I think maybe 6 months. Okay. It's not, I mean, it is a little bit, what to say, tight timeline because you would also have a pressure related to the placements. See, ideally, it's good if you have started early, but right now you could also do the same thing. Start solving, get hands-on problems. Okay, go through the lead code questions and see that, okay, what kind of companies come to your campus. Start solving the previous questions. So okay, sort them. And like the same principle which I suggested to guy from 2-1, right? He might do a 20 or 30 minutes every day. You might have to spend, okay, more time, maybe 2 hours or 1 hour every day consistently, and start solving like all the questions that is required. So, and also one of the important aspect of problem solving is that you also start giving interviews. So because in interviews, what happens is that it's not just your, what to say, problem solving skills which you prepared, also your presentation skills matter a lot. Like how do you conduct yourself in interview? Basically, would you be comfortable sitting with a stranger in the room and can actually communicate your thoughts across? So you can articulate it clearly and you can actually communicate your, what to say, thought process through the interviewer. So that is really important skill which you also need to hone. It's not just problem solving. Okay, I think I am sorry to disappoint. Okay, you could be having a code forces ranking, okay, which is highest, but there could be a time where you cannot actually explain the problem to an interviewer. It could be a very simple problem. The chances are that you may not get selected because they see that once you are into the team, whether you could actually communicate with the team, whether you could actually what to say belong there, okay, whether you could actually adjust to the culture there. All of these are actually factor to it. So do that as well. Practice DSA questions and also start giving mock interviews. I think pram.com is one place where you could actually give mock interviews. I think I'm not endorsing. I think this community actually have a Algo University. You can take their help too if needed.
Not just about Algo University, I think, especially for that question where he's asking about preparation during campus placements, I think there is a community driven product that we have built. It is called the Job Overflow, where people from across India, from these top companies, questions, they post fresh questions in the community. Like one fun fact that I got to know recently is that each interviewer is allowed to ask only two questions throughout their time. They have like a set questions that they ask. So if you are seeing recent questions, highly possible that you will get similar questions asked to you. So you can tune into thejoboverflow.com. And I think for that particular question, it is a free platform. You can use it and it's very, very useful. It's super active during placements. Like it's community driven by all the students across IITs, triple ITs, and everywhere. So you can check that out.
Only two problems because usually people take a lot of time to solve two problems, but if you do solve it quick, they'll ask you more. I've experienced it.
Better to solve than not solve at all.
At all.
All right. So, coming to this question, he also focused on what range of problems to be solved. Number of problems.
I think number of problems doesn't matter. It's quality over quantity, right? Like, okay, you select, okay, there are decent number of questions assorted for you from each concept and each problem solving pattern, where you could actually build a intuition that seeing a question similar, this strikes to you that, okay, seeing a problem like array is sorted and you ask to, okay, get a target, or else array is actually sorted but it is rotated at a certain point, where you could actually get the thought, right, okay, I need to apply a binary search, a little bit of a two pointer, okay, to actually pivot it a little bit, find a pivot, and all these thoughts, right, you start building it. So I'm trying to get into a little bit granular because I'll also trying to drive you through my thought process. Okay, given a question, how I navigate my thoughts to arrive at the solution. So you need to build that intuition. So solve those many questions which actually help you build that intuition. And also start giving mock interviews. This will actually start building what to say confidence in you. Like you would actually meet that feedback loop. Cue craving, and okay, there is one more thing, no? Forgot, okay. Yeah, yeah, I think you need, yeah, I think meet that feedback loop. As you keep succeeding in those okay interviews, right? You'll reinforce your belief system that you could solve it. That's what interviewing is.
Right. So quality over quantity. Okay. Now there is some issue here. What's last and this is a little tricky question. Say how to get into international fan offers. How to grab international fan offers is this question.
Okay, I think if you know it, let me know.
All right.
Okay.
So,
They can come to our next event.
okay, perfect. So we are perfect.
Invite me to.
Sure.
Other guy who wants to get into MNC requires more knowledge on the startup. As in,
I think depends. Okay, what is a goal? Like, let's say startups is also a good place to start your career. Let's say, I mean, there are people I know that they absolutely hate DSA. I'm like, I don't want to do, okay, problem solving. I just want to build something tangible. I want to touch and feel it. Like if I build something, a website, okay, showing up, okay, where I could see that I have achieved something. I think it is also one good career. There are startups which actually pay really as par with these top FAANG companies, where okay, you could actually have a what is a way where you become a senior engineer and you become a leadership role and you can actually do not actually have to solve this problem solving, but you can actually manage the team which actually have done it. You could also, I've seen those profiles as well. You could do too. I think career is more like a marathon. Yeah, I think instead of a sprint. So try to optimize. Do what interests you. I mean, I'm just saying that, okay, if this is not your interest, do it. Yeah.
I have one question from someone. The ID is very funny. Hey Yashwant, how to position myself better? You said meetups. What about AU Dev Day? You better vouch for us.
I think this is also one such avenue where you could come to expand your network.
So I would say it's one of the best places you come to in Hyderabad, so you have to come.
All right, so one final question. So this guy wants to know what difference does having mentors make in your preparation to FAANG?
Okay, what difference does it make? Okay, I think I will give you one simple example. Let's say you go to a gym and you start actually lifting heavy, and you drop the dumbbell right on your face, and versus somebody who actually know your strength and can actually guide you what to do, how to do, can actually correct your form, okay, can actually periodically help you progress your overload, and you can reach your goals. I think having a mentor actually can do that for you. But I mean, I'm not asking you to, I mean, mentor is not somebody who spoon feeds you. He also, what to say, uh, helps you explore it yourself, and he will try to give you a path which he might have figured out already. That's the thing.
And I guess that's the difference between like going on a long path versus more efficient one, which in current domain, there are so many people who can move that field. That's it for now.
Yes, that's it in the online course.
All right. So thank you so much for everybody who tuned in. It was really great speaking to you, Yashwant. And we'll hope to see you again around in our community. And thank you to everyone who came in person. We'll be doing the in-person interaction now. And for people who tuned in, this is Techies of Hyderabad. We are one of the fastest growing organized community of tech working professionals in Hyderabad. If you're interested in similar events, then follow the YouTube live and you can see many more such events coming up. The next one is going to happen on 22nd. It's called AU Dev Day, and surely you can apply to that and come see us in person. So that's it. Thank you so much.
So